Chapter 97. The tyrant ends his own life. Yang Jian saw the yellow pennants and a parasol before him. A fairy, attended by her lasses, rode forward on a green phoenix. It was the goddess Nuwa. The three sprites dared not run away when they saw Nuwa. They had to descend from their sprite light, kneel down, and greet the goddess. "Dear lady, your small beasts must beg your pardon as we were not aware of your honorable presence. We are being chased by Yang Jian and 2 others. Have mercy on us, dear lady," they begged. Nuwa ordered her blue cloud lad. "Tie them up with my demon binding ropes and hand them over to Yang Jian." The 3 sprites wept bitterly and cried, "Let us, your small beasts, have one more word with you. It was you that instructed us to delude King Zhou and lead his kingdom to destruction. By your order, we met his every desire and offered him every pleasure he could imagine. We murdered all his loyal ministers and helped him lose the nation. His end is near. We were returning to report to you when Yang Jian suddenly attacked us. We are so happy to meet you here. Have mercy on us. Set us free. We beg you to consider what we've said. I sent you to help King Zhou lose his kingdom. It was just as fate had destined. But you were too cruel and ruthless. You murdered so many loyal ministers and innocent people. Your crimes are too great and you must be dealt with according to the law." Nuwa stated resolutely. The 3 sprites knelt down, not daring utter another word. Yang Jian, Thunderbolt, and Wei Hu rushed up and knelt down before Nuwa with the others. "Yang Jian, take these sprites back with you. Let Jiang Ziya deal with them according to the law. The country will soon enjoy peace again, and the Zhou dynasty will prosper and shine like the sun. You may return now," Nuwa announced. Yang Jian and his colleagues kowtowed their thanks. They left Nuwa and rushed back to camp. The sprites tumbled from the clouds, and their arrival was immediately reported to Jiang Ziya, who ordered that they be brought before him. The 3 disciples led in a sprite each. Many nobles came to see what would happen. The sprites knelt down, and Jiang Ziya spoke loudly so all could hear. "You damned beasts have ruthlessly murdered and caused great suffering to the people. The Shang dynasty has been brought to its end as destined by fate, but how could you destroy so many innocent people through ruthless torture? How could you waste the national resources and wealth on the Happy Terrace and other big mansions? Heaven cannot forgive you for these crimes. You must pay with your lives." Daji wept bitterly before Commander Jiang. "I am the daughter of Su Hu, the Marquis of Jizhou, and was brought up in seclusion at home, ignorant of world affairs. By the grace of His Majesty, I was sent to the palace as a royal concubine. Unexpectedly, Her Majesty the Queen died soon thereafter. I was kindly chosen by His Majesty as the Queen. All political matters were controlled by His Majesty, and all administrative affairs were dealt with by the High Ministers. As a woman, I was kept busy cleaning the royal courts and chambers, managing the palace maids, and serving His Majesty. I could do nothing else. King Zhou behaved improperly, but though he had thousands of civil and military officials, no one could change him. How could I, an ordinary woman, lead him to the proper path? Dear Commander, your virtue is known throughout the whole country, and your kindness extends in all directions. King Zhou's days are numbered, but it would be useless to send such a poor woman as I to death, just to prove your greatness. As the ancient proverb says, the wife and children of a guilty man are themselves innocent. Have mercy on me, Commander. Send me back to my native land so I can live out the rest of my days in peace. Forgive me, and your great virtue will allow me another life." She begged pitifully. Jiang Ziya smiled. "You're a great liar. You said that you are the daughter of Su Hu, but you're really a fox sprite with 9 tails. You murdered Daji in the Jizhou hostel, and have used her body to allure the king. All the crimes we have listed were executed by King Zhou, but they were created by you. Even your death cannot pay for all the lives you've destroyed. Jiang then ordered, "Take them out and cut their heads off." Yang Jian was appointed to supervise the execution of the pheasant sprite, Thunderbolt the execution of the fox sprite, and Wei Hu the lute sprite. The pheasant and lute sprite hung their heads dejectedly, but the fox sprite was still very bewitching. Though bound and kneeling on the ground, Daji looked like a piece of white spotless jade. Her face was as beautiful as the morning haze, her eyes were like ripples of autumn water, and her teeth were as bright as jade. She spoke sweetly, as if she were singing. Daji looked up charmingly at her executioner. "Dear General," she cried, "don't you know that I am innocent? I've been wronged. Please let me live. Your good deed would be greater than if you built a pagoda for the Buddhas." The executioners melted at her words. They stood fixed as if intoxicated. Their bones softened, their muscles slackened, and their arms became numb. Charmed by Daji, they only felt deep sympathy and great pity for her. The pheasant and jade lute sprites were both quickly beheaded, but the executioners under Thunderbolt's command could not even lift up their swords. Thunderbolt shouted his order again and again, but they were all paralyzed and absolutely helpless before Daji. Yang Jian and Wei Hu carried in the heads to report to Jiang Ziya, but Thunderbolt was empty-handed. "Where is that fox sprite's head? Don't tell me it ran away," Jiang Ziya said excitedly. "The fox sprite has bewitched the executioners, and no one could move to cut her head off. What shall we do?" Thunderbolt reported, hanging his head low. In a great wrath, Jiang Ziya ordered, "Then cut the executioners' heads off. Let Yang Jian and Wei Hu be the new supervisors." The new executioners led in by Yang Jian and Wei Hu melted just like the first group. Completely paralyzed by Daji's coquettish charms, they could not move, much less lift their swords. When they saw what had happened, Yang Jian and Wei Hu discussed what they should do. Daji is a fox sprite, experienced in alluring and bewitching ordinary men. King Zhou himself fell into her trap. His heart and body were completely bound up by her invincible rope. How can these common men resist her charms? We must report this to Commander Jiang at once, and save these innocent executioners. When Jiang heard their report, he said, "I have a way of dealing with this 1,000-year-old fox sprite." He led the nobles out to the camp gate, where they saw Daji still lying tied up on the ground. She was as beautiful as jade or fresh flowers. The executioners around her looked like idols made of clay. Jiang ordered them to retire and told his men to lay a teapot with an incense burner. He burnt incense and took out Lu Ya's gourd. When he removed the lid, a whirling light soared high. Jiang Ziya bowed and said, "Please turn over, dear precious." With only 3 turns, Daji's head dropped to the ground, and her blood flowed like a river. Many of the nobles felt it was a shame to kill such a beautiful creature. Jiang then ordered the 3 heads to be hung atop bamboo poles at the camp gate. Sitting alone in the celebration court, King Zhou noticed the palace attendants and maids running about in panic. "Why are you so excited? Has the palace wall been broken down?" he asked. One of his attendants knelt down, and with tears in his eyes, reported, "Her Majesty and 2 of your ladies have been missing since the 2nd watch last night. No one knows where they went." King Zhou immediately ordered his men to find out where his ladies had gone, and a short while later, he received news that their heads were hanging outside the Zhou camp. Greatly frightened, the king went to the 5 Phoenix mansion where he could look down and see the heads on the bamboo poles. His heart was broken at the sight, and tears coursed down his cheeks. He wrote a poem in memory of his ladies, which goes like this: "What a pity! The jade is broken and fragrance gone. Hanging there, your charming faces. How can I enjoy your sweet singing and dancing? Our love is completely gone. On the phoenix pillow, I miss my dear sleeping. Under the mandarin duck quilt, I see no flower again. Hatred which knows no conclusion. In a wink, 10,000 years gone in romance. As he was reading the poem over with a sigh, King Zhou suddenly heard a roar of cannons from the Zhou camp. He knew the enemy troops were attacking the palace wall and realized he had not much longer to live. He stepped down from the Five Phoenix mansion and walked through the Nine-Chamber court to the celebration hall. When he got to the star-picking mansion, a freezing cold wind enveloped him, and looking down, he saw that the serpent pit was swarming with ghosts, their hair disheveled and faces dirty. They grasped at King Zhou and shouted, "Pay back our lives." Soon, the naked ghosts of Zhao Qi and Mei Bo appeared before him. "Tyrant! You'll go to hell today!" they roared. King Zhou opened his eyes wide and stared at them with his vital energy to drive them away. When the ghosts had disappeared, he turned with a flick of his sleeves and climbed the stairs of the star-picking mansion. Suddenly Queen Jiang grabbed him and swore loudly, "You tyrant! You killed your wife and sons, completely destroying the proper ethical ties between us. You've brought the dynasty to its end. With what face will you meet your ancestors underground?" As he was being held by Queen Jiang, royal concubine Huang appeared, her whole body drenched in blood. She grabbed King Zhou and screamed, "Tyrant! You threw me from the balcony and smashed me to pieces. Your cruelty is beyond compare. Heaven and earth will rejoice at your death." Just then Lady Jia rushed forward and swore, "You damned tyrant! To keep myself pure, I had to throw myself from the balcony. This injustice, known to all, will be rightly avenged today."